Hello everyone. We're going to start to the Enneagram Time 9, the Peacemaker. We're going to learn together. The breakdown, Time 9 breakdown are easygoing as a receptive, complacent, strive for inner stability, inner peace, agreeable, desires harmony and unite, trusting, non-confrontational, grounded, afraid of feeling lost or removed, mediator, spiritual seeker, tends to run away from difficulty, weak sense of a self-identity, all-encompassing. That means a strong presence of all types. 9 wing 8, type 9 wing 8, type 9 or type 9 wing 1. Type 3 in rest. Type 6 in stress. So, Enneagram type 9s are dedicated to obtaining as much peace and harmony as possible in their inner and outward. They are generally agreeable and comfortable, accepting people and situations as they are. They are quick to trust others and make them feel comfortable, and they can be relied on to provide support, reassurance, and calm energy. Type 9s have the desire to preserve things and keep this disturbance from occurring within themselves or their environment. Their desire to avoid conflict can lead them to oversimplify things or become complacent for the purpose of maintaining peace. They don't mind being in the background and are not overly concerned with their self-image. Type 9s are typically quiet, humble, and don't view themselves as being anything special. They tend to bring optimism to situation and skill in the art of mediation. Although all people have the presence of all 9 types to some degree, type 9s are most all-encompassing. They have a key factors of each type, from the strengths of types A's to the imagination of type 4s to the compassion of types 2s, type seconds. Within this, type 9s tend to find themselves more in identity of other people and become more perplexed when it comes to defining their own unique identity. The wings. Type 9 wings 8 are somewhat less intimidated by the idea of causing a disturbance, but they are also incredibly afraid of becoming lost or separated. This can cause paradox within them when it comes to confrontation. Type 9 wing 1, type 1, are more structured and strongly driven toward putting into work. They need to make their desire for a peace world a reality. Instinct, possibility. Subtypes. Type 9s in the self-preservation instinct plays strongly into their instinctual desires, strongly value material abundance and physical comfort. Type 9s and the social instinct desire to blend in with what's going on around them and do everything they can to contribute to the common good. They can they can lose sight of their personal needs and priorities when they grow too comfortable in a given role. Type 9s in sexual instinct has the strongest desire to become one with another human being or with a higher power. They can struggle with enforcing boundaries because it is so easy for them to be pulled out of themselves. That the strength is strength and superpowers. Strengths type 9's strengths and superpowers are open all perspective, peaceful, considerate decision maker, make people feel seen and accepted, calm negotiation, calm negotiators, make people feel at ease, trustworthy, skilled listeners, talented at harmonize in energies. Do you know the Barack Obama? He is type 9. His popular type 9 is Barack Obama. Well known for agreeable, good-natured presence and the calm he brought to every room, poured passion, power, and energy for change into other people through all she gave to the world. His peaceful power and all encompassing strength and made him revered and trusted leader in the United States and globally. Fear. energy. Fear becoming lost or separate. Struggle to obtain a sense of self. Often rely on others to start things and keep moment going. Difficulty prioritizing, often pulled in too many directions. Ignore unpleasant, uncomfortable things. Minimize issues, presented they don't exist. Often become defeated by life's issues and remove themselves into emotional numbness. Struggle to face conflict. Active fight or fight instinct can lead them to flee in an attempt to trans challenges. In rest. In rest, type 9s in period of rest and growth go to type 3, where they have a greater capacity for shaking off their slothful. Sloth, where they have a greater capacity for shaking off their slothful nature and compliances. They develop healthier tendencies of self-growth and self-development and will be motivated to be the best they can be. In stress. In stress, time 9s adopt the worried tendencies of type 6 and begin to experience high levels of anxiety. They become less trusting and concerned for their own security, and their level of self-doubt increases. Spiritual life. True self, deeper understanding of the harmony, interconnectedness, and poor love at the core all reality. Separation from their self, ego tried to recreate the feelings of peace and harmony by ignoring their the needs, opinions, and experience of the core self. Truth, sin, laziness. Arises when the ego has tried hard to restore peace but continue to stumble upon conflict. So, pass back to the true self, rediscover inner focus and feelings of a self-worth by reconnecting with the center. The reconnection restores the understanding of harmony and real love at the core of everything. Healthy level. Level 1 have a high level of autonomy and life fulfillment. They are engage with the present moment and have a greater capacity for intense, transcendent connections with themselves and others. Transcendence, yeah. The level 2 have a lot of emotional stability, serenity, and ability to receive and accept everything as it is in a way that create a great sense of ease in their life. They're genuine, kind, and patient. Level 3 are optimists who have a talent for bringing people together. They are sportive and reassuring, and their presence brings people a sense of calm and the ability to relax into who they truly are. Average level. Average levels more likely to be more likely to be afraid of the disturbance and therefore are likely to go in with and agree with things they don't really want to do. They fall into whatever role is expected of them, even when it isn't ideal. Level 5 can begin to push problems away or walk away from difficult situations because they don't want to be affected. They can lead to disengagement, oblivion, and complacency. Yeah. At this level, timelines will likely begin to numb out to reality. Numb out. Numb out. Level 6. Resign themselves to the way things are, even when they are deeply unhappy. They begin to minimize all issues in order to maintain a sense of peace, and they wish for some kind of magic to come in and fix everything. They will withdraw into unresponsiveness and may begin to procrastinate severely. Unhappy level. Level 7 may start to be sorted from extreme levels of conflict avoidance and perceived incapability of facing problems. They can start to neglect their obligations and become repressed and even threatening to others, to other people. Level 8 want to desorted to a point where nothing can affect them at all. At this level, timelines can become depersonalized and numb to the point of no longer functioning. Level 9, completely shattered into delusion and disorientation and may develop the multiple personalities. Psychological issues include scheduled and dependent personality disorders. Scheduled dependent personality disorder. We learned all types of Enneagram personality. The we start. We're gonna start the relationship building across types. Relationship. So we're gonna explore the relationships at work, relationship at work, romantic relationship, and parent-child relationship. Type 1 is the relationship at work. Type 1 offers of stability and practically for all other types, especially those who tend to become carried away in their enthusiasm and big ideas. Such types who can be passionate but also flighty must be committed to aligning with the goals of their type 1 counterpart if they are going to be working closely with them. Additionally, the type 1 will need to work to take deep breaths and losing the rein a bit at times. Type 1s may struggle in their professional relationships when they don't listen to other people's feedback or take their suggestions seriously, or when they become overcritical of their coworkers. They may become a rigid force that makes people feel uncomfortable, judged, and inadequate. Type 1s work faster with people who can match their efficiency, attention to detail, and intense desire to do things the best way. Type 2. Type 2 Type 2s are great at supporting their coworkers and paying attention to people individual needs within the workplace. However, type 2s must be careful about not getting overly involved in people's personal lives and becoming overbearing. They are in need of co-workers who will recognize them and praise them for what they do for others, and also who will pay attention and want to understand them. If a type 2 feels on the appreciate, they will act out in uncharacteristic ways and cause a scene. They also need clear expectations and responsibilities laid out so they can focus more clearly on those things than on the responsibilities of other people. Type 3 Type 3's needs to be balanced out by practicality and earthiness, and they needed to learn how to hone their competitive energy for the benefit of everyone, as opposed to pushing too far in order to win. They may face challenges if a goal goes unmet, if they think people don't like them, or if they don't know how to deal with the successes of their co-workers. Their best work relationships will be those that are healthfully competitive and provide recognition for their achievements. Type 4 needed to be surrounded by people who are logical and temperamental in order to balance out their passion and creative ideas. They want to be asked questions about themselves and are in such of a formation of the creativity they bring to the table, as well as appreciation of their individuality. A stumbling block for type 4s in the workplace is the tendency to get wrapped up in negative feedback and become overly emotional or distant from others when their presence is needed. They can also be overly self-absorbed and lose sight of other people's experience and the overall goal of the workplace. Type 5 can serve as a wise, grounding force with people who tended to become absurd in their emotional experience. They are knowledgeable and capable of solving complex problems in the workplace, and they needed to be given the space and independence to do so. They work best with people who maintain balance and logic and don't get carried away with enthusiasm or emotionality. If they are working with more emotional coworkers, they may have difficult relating or empathizing and may lose patience very quickly. This can lead them them to isolate themselves or make other decisions that feel good to them but do a disservice to the workplace as a whole. The type 6 are loyal workers who can always be relied on to support others and play their part. They need stability from other people as well. The type 6 also work well with those who affirm them and tell them they are doing a good job. They need to be surrounded by optimism and need to be aware of their own tendencies to react negatively to things. They need to practice tempering their reactions when things don't go the way they feel they should, or when they begin to feel undervalued by other coworkers. Type 7. Type 7 are known for bringing the fun and innovation to their work environment, but must be balanced out with the coworkers who are practical and consistent. They can have issues with the follow through on projects when they begin to feel bored and therefore need to be held accountable for improving their own levels of consistence in completing tasks even when they do not enjoy them. Type 7s work best with people who are also energized and willing to try the new things and have fun with them. Type 8 are decisive and able to get things done quickly and effectively in the workplace. They work well with people who are respectful of what they bring to the table and who are relaxed enough to go along with it a lot of time. However, they also need coworkers who are bold enough to stand up to them, as not many people are. They may struggle if they come into a situation of feeling controlled and not wanting to listen to those in authority over them, and this can cause them to act disrespectful or aggressive at times. Type 9. Enneagram Type 9s are likely to be the people in the workplace who are capable of making everyone else feel more comfortable. They tended to be laid back, which can be great for maintaining a peaceful environment. However, if they are working with other types who is more laid back, they will need to be presented with enough structure to maintain productivity and be encouraged to hold themselves accountable. One obstacle they may face in the workplace is missing a deadline, not knowing how how to deal with conflict or being ignored by other people. They may struggle with coworkers who are more aggressive or confrontational, or who try to get them to open up too quickly. They work well with people who are patient and maintain a positive mindset. Romantic relationship. Type 1. A major benefit of being with type 1 is that they can provide honest, structure, grounding, and motivation to their partners. They are dedicated to telling the truth and growing with their partner. Additionally, they always are trying to be the best partner they can be and have their partner's best interest in mind. Type 1s pair particularly well with more relaxed, open, and creative partners as the two energies to balance each other out. Relationship between two type 1s can be problematic if they don't share the same opinions. Type 1s need to learn how to accept flaws and difference in thinking in their partner, as well as learning how to have grace and forgive them for their mistakes. Additionally, they need to continually check in to make sure that they are keeping their expectations open and allowing them to change without disappointment as the relationship progresses. Type 2 are very attentive to their partner's needs, and they show a lot of care and appreciation. They are skilled in showering their partner with in show in showering their partners with words of affirmation and endless support. However, type 2s can struggle to recognize and verbalize their own needs as they become absorbed in their partner's needs. So, they need a partner who reminds them to take care of themselves as well. If they are with a partner who tends to be more self-absorbed, they will need to be communicated about their need to receive actions and tangible words of appreciation from their partner. Additionally, they will have to put in a lot of effort to come to understand their partner's boundaries and grant them personal space when needed. They also need to learn how to deal with conflict and react maturely and calmly when they receive criticism. Type 3 bring enthusiasm and energy and a skill in motivating their partner to be the best they can be. They are good communicators and can inspire their partners to success alongside them. They must be careful not to be so absorbed in their project that they neglect quality time with their partner. They also need someone who can help them relax, be in the moment, and feel content with all the success they have already had. They need someone who can be patient with their emotional distance and their difficulty accepting criticism. Type 4. Need someone who wants to connect deeply with them and has the capacity to embrace their emotionality and share vulnerabilities. They are very emotional and they need to be able to separate their emotional experience from their partners as well as to keep their emotions at bay during disagreements. Type 4s bring a lot of depth, focus, and creative problem solving, and they tend to be very aware of where their personal growth and helping healing needs to occur. They are sensible and highly romantic. A stumbling block for type 4s may be having unreality expectation of their partner. They also needed to work on their consistency and on trying to maintain a sense of emotional balance. Type 5. One of the biggest things type 5s need in relationship is a space to think and work through problems. They can be very radical and maintain their calm during difficult situations. And they are usually very respectful of their partner's need for space. This can go the other way, however, and they can become neglectful of what their partner may be needing from them emotionally. Type 5s sometimes struggle with the words of affirmation or remembering to let their partners know how much they appreciate them. Additionally, they can become emotionally distant when things get hard and therefore need someone who can be patient and respectful of their space. Type 6 pair well with people who are more free, spiritual than they are. They provide loyalty and practicality in the relationship and can help keep things grounded. Type 6 are able to work through the challenges with patience and diligence, and they will not quit when things get hard. They can struggle, however, maintaining their calm during difficult discussions or having to be the person to make a decision. If a relationship turns out to be unhealthy, type 6 maybe let it go because it has become a place where they know what is expected of them. Type 7. Pair well with partners who are more practical and emotionally reserved, because the type 7 brings the fun and the optimism to balance things out. One difficult type 7's face is being able to talk about negative emotions or deal with problems, and they also struggle with listening intentionally. Therefore, they need a partner with a lot of patience. They are very adaptable to ever changing circumstances, and they are always coming up with new and exciting things for the couple to experience together. However, their desire for freedom and not wanting to be tied down can lead to commitment issue. Mhm. Yeah. Type 8. Uh, type 8 are fiercely protective of their partner and want to be honest and open with them at all times. They are good at giving their partner space. However, they struggle when it comes to emotional vulnerability and full trust. They may also have issues backing up during arguments and end up being incredibly harsh or saying things they can't take back. Type 9. Type 9 are talented at connecting with their partners and partner with their partner and making them feel seen and understood. They are flexible and available to adapt quickly when things don't go away they planned. They are skilled in understanding the other person's perspective and supporting them for exactly who they are without expecting them to be anyone else. An area where they struggle is in confrontation or having to face difficult, having to face difficult or painful issue and emotion in general. The last things, parent-child relationship. Knowing and raising children within the wisdom of the Enneagram. It is very harmful for children to grow up with specific expectations to live up to or love that is offered only on the condition that the children be exactly who their parents would have them be. As a result, many children may forget and deny their own needs and essence in order to meet the expectation of others. If this becomes a habit, it can be problematic by creating an automatic response for their behavior and thus limiting their choice in how they behave in certain circumstances. If parents can be aware of their type 1 child's inclination to perfectionism and self-criticism, they should take an approach of constantly reassuring their child of things they do well, and be aware that when this bullying does occur, the child may have a very strong reaction and need to take space. After the fact, the child will need a reminder that it's okay to make mistake and it doesn't make them a bad person. Okay? Type 5 children need to be granted regular period of alone time to do whatever recharge them in peace, without pressure to interact or adhere to any specific social expectations. These children are generally shy, but they need someone available to listen patiently to their deeper than average thinking and answer their seemingly endless list of questions. When disciplining them, parents should provide in-depth action, in-depth action, and consequence explanations, and be prepared to answer questions without frustration. A child who is type 7 likes to entertain and be entertained, which means they are likely to respond to parental instruction through engaging activities like puppet shows, mascots, having race to see who can get ready for bed fastest, or in an interactive session like Mumbox, where the kids can practice doing good deeds and being rewarded with something they can save up for family fun activities. Type 7 children crave excitement and adventure and have a lot of energy. So the best things to give them is reciprocated energy in doing fun things together. Whether it's building an obstacle course in the backyard, building a living room fort, or visiting an amusement park. A type 9 child has a deep desire to keep the peace and see everyone happy. The child is severely impacted by conflict or seeing people argue. So it is therefore important for parents to address to each other and their child in a calm and gentle manner. This child needs to be prepared for the fact that they will encounter conflict and to learn from a young age that there is a difference between healthy and unhealthy conflict. And it's okay for them to express their opinions when they need to. A child Enneagram type can serve as a key to understanding their specific needs, behaviors, interests, and ways of learning. For parents, an Enneagram-based understanding of their child personality can drastically increase resources for parent-child bonding, problem solving, and supporting children in the journey to becoming their best selves. Parenting strengths and areas of growth basis on Enneagram type. When it comes to parenting, the greatest gift that can be given to developing children is for the parents to step back, observe their children's personality traits. Although most children are too young to take a formal assessment, parents should grant their children the space to be exactly who they are and watch their child's qualities take shape within that space. By understanding a child's unique traits, conflict resolution can increase dramatically by giving the child space to feel heard. This understanding not only makes life easier for parents and teachers, but it also creates a space in which children feel safer and freer to be themselves and continue to grow in their best selves. Tips. Tip for type 1 parents. Monitor stress. When accidents happen and things don't go as planned. When you feel out of control, take some time to breathe into the moment and allow things to be a little bit out of order. Relax into your adventures, enthusiastic and playful side. Parenting strengths to provide the children with secure boundaries and instill a sense of responsibility. The parents provide constantly to allow children to grow into strong moral individuals. Tips for type 2 parents. Pay attention to how much you are trying to involve yourself in your child's life. Allow yourself to release your grip at times so as to give your child more space to be independent and avoid being emotionally overbearing. So, parents' strengths, high levels of warmth, provision of affection and kindness, and great listeners and helpers and highly empathetic. Tip for type 3 parents: understanding that all healthy competitions can be a good thing. It can also put a lot of pressure on your children. Know when to simply relax and enjoy without making everything into the competition. Parents' strengths: teach children the importance of goal setting, hard work, and achievement, and bring responsibility, organization, and optimism to children's lives. That's parents' strengths. Tips for type 4 parents: reassure your child when you are in a more emotional state that everything is okay. Be aware of the impact your emotions have on your child and be responsible. Type 4 parenting strengths allow children to fully be where they are and express themselves however they choose, and foster healthy ways of dealing with emotions and giving space for them to exist. Type Tip for type 5 parents: relax. Relax when dealing with your children's more demanding emotions and needs. Maintain your patience and react with kindness and a calm attitude. Type 5's parenting strengths are help children to acquire knowledge and uncover their inner power, and enjoy teaching and learning with their children and taking them on field trips. Tips for type 6 parents: just as you have to remind yourself that you are safe, remind yourself your children are safe as well. Trust yourself more fully in order to get in order, in order to let go and relax, allowing your allowing allowing your child to interact with the world. Type 6 parenting strengths are empathic, able to meet children where they are, and provide consistency, reliability, and comfort in the home environment. Tip for type 7 parents: remind yourself of the satisfaction that can come just from spending time together. Loosen your expectation to constantly be active, appreciate the simple things, and give your kids time to rejuvenate. That parenting strengths are always have a fun and exciting ideas for things to do and are generous in providing them, and maintain high energy, enthusiasm, and joy. Tip for type A parents: allow yourself to become gentler in your approach, keeping your aggression at bay to avoid overwhelming your child or making them feel inadequate. Parenting strengths. Fierce lovers and protectors of children will do whatever they can to make their children strong and support them. Tip for type 9 parents: push through discomfort with confrontation to develop firm stance and bring focus into their children's overall development. Parenting strengths are is great conflict resolution skill. So provide a calm environment to make children feel safe. So far we learned the Enneagram Type 9 and the relationship building across types. Next week, we will learn, we gonna next class. In the next class, we learn from self-awareness and to self-healing. So we're looking for types. Is what the self-awareness and what the self-healing is. Healing. It's a personality, and we have a time more. We're gonna have a time more. We look for personality theory. We're gonna talk about the personality theory introduction. Okay, see you next. Bye bye.